Feilu Novel Network exclusive contract novel. Me. Created a mythical world. Traveling through parallel worlds, encountering invasions from various heavens and worlds at the beginning. In 50 years, the Earth was finally destroyed, and at the time of its destruction, the system awakened and Li Changsheng returned to 50 years ago. Revival of all myths. Create all myths. Li Changsheng. In this lifetime, I will counter-attack the heavens. When the heavens and realms descend and the heavenly court appears, Li Changsheng leads billions of heavenly soldiers and generals to conquer the heavens and realms. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. System Awakening, Back to the Past. Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On a scorched yellow earth, blood flows into a river, and corpses are like mountains. The moon in the sky has turned into a blood moon, and the cry of death resounds between heaven and earth. Various brilliant radiances shine on the boundless sky and earth, and huge energy waves sway in the void. Looking around, in the void, figures like immortals are in a great battle, destroying mountains and breaking rivers with every move. Earth. The human race, today, are all dust. A massive figure with a height of millions of meters and an appearance indistinguishable from a demon stared at the earth with indifference, and deafening sounds echoed in the 9 heavens. Kill, 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 kill. Kill, 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 kill. Demons were surrounded by various visions, and their energy surged around them, charging towards humans like immortals. The human race will surely win. The human race will surely win. Billions of humans are full of fighting spirit, with firm eyes, facing demons. Damn it. On the battlefield, a handsome young man looked at his surroundings with an ugly expression. It's almost there to open. A virtual projection that only men can see is presented in front of the man. As he watches the countdown in the virtual projection, the man clenches his fist and shows a look of unwillingness in his eyes. The man's name is Li Changsheng, and he is a traveler who travels from Earth to this world. This world is no different from Earth, but unlike Earth, this world is facing invasion and the invasion of the heavens and all realms. And these demons are the strong ones from the demon realm. As a traveler, Li Changsheng naturally possesses a system. However, it takes 50 years to activate the system. Over these 50 years, Li Changsheng has gradually reached the pinnacle of the earth. Although he is one of the strongest on earth, facing each terrifying world, the strongest on earth is nothing at all. Now, the earth is on the brink of destruction. Death. With a long roar, Li Changsheng swung his long sword and a cold light burst out, causing the heavens and earth to sink and the mountains and rivers to fall. The cold light, like moonlight, swept across all directions, and wherever it reached, demons disappeared one after another. His body had already turned into a shadow during his swing, and only faint glimpses of cold light could be seen flashing away. The immortal sword god. Earthlings. Let's all die. At this moment, the demon, who was millions of meters tall, coldly looked at the battlefield and said a faint sentence. After speaking, he extended his palm, and the sky and earth turned into darkness. The sky and earth trembled, and the earth shook. The terrifying force blocked the space and imprisoned the entire earth. Done. Seeing this scene, a bitter smile appeared at the corner of Li Changsheng's mouth. One of the demon kings in the dark demon realm is the one who attacks demons. Their strength is so strong that they can directly crush all the strong beings on earth, including him, and they are simply unable to resist. Boom, boom, boom. The sky collapsed and the earth roared incessantly. Before the demon king's palm could fall, a large number of humans had already turned into powder and quickly disappeared. Just as Li Changsheng's consciousness was about to dissipate, mechanical sounds echoed from his mind. Ding! The charging is complete, and the myth recovery system is officially activated. Ding! Detected the current situation of the owner, activated emergency mode. Ding. Open the time and space tunnel and start traveling through time and space. The warm sunlight shone through the curtains into the room, and Li Changsheng's face was slightly pale as he lay on the bed, seeming to be having some nightmare. Li Changsheng frowned tightly, and after some time, he suddenly opened his eyes and sat up from the bed. Where is this? I'm already dead, aren't I? The system has taken me through time and space. Because he had just woken up, Li Changsheng's consciousness gradually regained consciousness after a brief period of confusion. His body shook and his eyes became even brighter. He's not dead. Seeing his current environment, Li Changsheng's pupils shrank and he had a vague guess in his heart. When he saw a mobile phone by the bedside, Li Changsheng picked it up and checked it. Sure enough, I came back to the day I traveled to this world. The eyelids drooped slightly, and Li Changsheng's eyes were complex. Nan Nan muttered to herself. Here, at this time, it was when Li Changsheng first traveled to this world, and it was 50 years ago. 3 years, I still have 3 more years. Taking a breath, Li Changsheng clenched his fist and thought to himself. In 3 years, it will be the day when the caves appear. Grottos, as defined by humans, are actually spatial channels that lead to other worlds. With the emergence of a large number of caves, the Earth has become a battlefield facing the heavens and all realms, and there are still 3 years left until the caves open. In fact, the Earth before the opening of the cave was basically the same as the Earth where Li Changsheng lived in his previous life. There was no difference in culture or other aspects. Perhaps the only difference was the opening of the cave. After the opening of the cave, the Earth was baptized by the spiritual energy of various worlds, and warriors quickly appeared, thus entering the martial arts era. At the same time, it also entered an era of difficult resistance against other worlds. For 50 years, the Earth withstood other worlds for a full 50 years, but in the end, it was defeated. If Li Changsheng had not been brought back by the system, he would have died in that war. By the way, the system. Li Changsheng's eyes lit up when he thought of the system that brought him back. Ding. The Mythical Revival system is at your service, respected master. As if sensing Li Changsheng's thoughts, a mechanical voice rang out from his mind. Chapter 2. Revival Myth, Creating the Future. Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mythical Revival System. What is your role? With a sudden movement in his heart, Li Changsheng asked. There are too many caves connected to the future Earth, and there are not many demon gods in mythology who possess the ability to destroy heaven and earth. Even if they are both transmigrators and rebirths, it is difficult for them to resist. Therefore, the only way to break through is through this system. Revival Myths, Creating Everything. The master can use this system to achieve all fantasies, turn all fantasies into reality, and turn all illusions into substance. System Channel. That is to say, you have the ability to create reality. For example, if I want to create a god, if I want to create a universe, I can do it all. Li Changsheng's body shook and he said incredulously. If that's the case, then this system is too abnormal, and it can even be said to be invincible against the heavens. Yes, Master. System Channel. What do I need to put in to achieve? Taking a deep breath and suppressing the excitement in his heart, Li Changsheng calmly asked. There are no benefits in this world that come in vain. If there are benefits, there will naturally be sacrifices. Since the system claims to be capable of creating the universe, Li Changsheng naturally believes in it. However, Li Changsheng does not believe that it can be achieved without giving anything. Creating points, with the creation points, the master can create any existence. The more creation points the master can create, the more advanced the things they can create. The creation points are transformed into all sentient beings' emotions, whether it is joy, anger, sorrow, joy, etc. Emotions can be transformed into creation points. As long as the master uses the things created by the creation points to stimulate sentient beings' emotions, they can obtain creation points. System channel. That is to say, what I create with the system's ability can obtain creation points, which can create any existence, right? Li Changsheng said. Yes, master. System channel. Create any existence. As if thinking of something, Li Changsheng's eyes became dazzling and bright. Perhaps I can create a mythological world. What would happen to the mythological world compared to the grottos? In this life, I not only have to resist the caves, but also counterattack the caves. Li Changsheng's mood was surging, clenching his fists, and his eyes were dazzling, like stars in the sky, like brilliant divine radiance, dazzling and dazzling, making it impossible to stare. If it weren't for the mythological revival system, Li Changsheng might not even be able to resist the underground caves. But with the mythological revival system, what's the point of the underground caves? 3 years, there are still 3 years left. In these 3 years, as long as he builds the earth into a mythical world, it will be time to counterattack the underground caves. As soon as the door of the cave was just opened, and I thought about the creatures in the various earth caves who wanted to attack the earth, but found that all the beings on earth were like immortals and gods, the scene was very joyful. System, do I have a beginner gift package? Otherwise, where can I get the initial creative points? Li Changsheng said. Ding. Starting to distribute beginner gift packages. Ding. Congratulations to the master for obtaining 100 creation points. The system sound sounded, and as the system sound fell, the screen in front of Li Changsheng flashed, and a virtual projection appeared in front of Li Changsheng. Character. Li Changsheng identity. Master of Mythical Revival System skill. None cultivation. None equipment. None creation point. 100 creative points. Li Changsheng's eyes flickered with a brilliant light, and he began to ponder. In the previous life, the earth entered the martial arts era and could not resist other worlds. Therefore, in order to resist or even suppress the underground caves, it was necessary to use mythological means to resist the mythological era. Then, all the martial arts information in the previous life would be overthrown, creating a new system, a mythological system. In fact, before Li Changsheng's rebirth, the development of martial arts had already reached its peak. Fists could destroy mountains, and feet could crush the earth. However, facing those powerful demon gods who could wave their hands to erase planets, it was still too bad. If it weren't for the gradual increase in the strength of the space passage in the cave, the strength of the alien creatures in the beginning was not strong, the earth would have fallen long ago. Therefore, opening up a new system must be carried out, otherwise there would be no way to suppress the cave. System. After thinking for a while, Li Changsheng began to communicate with the system and determine some of his own ideas. Halfway through, Li Changsheng carefully deduced his thoughts, and after confirming that they were correct, he let out a breath and curved his mouth. I remember one more day. Then let the myth begin. Walking to the window and looking out, Li Changsheng stood with his hand down and his gaze deep into the distance. The era of mythology is approaching. Chapter 3. Amazing Words, Cosmic Shock. Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. One day later. In a huge venue, top media from all over the world have gathered here, and here is the press conference of the world-renowned scientist Hua Shui. Hua Shui, a top scientist on Earth, has won multiple Nobel Prizes and is currently one of the greatest scientists on Earth. He covers a wide range of fields and is a physicist, cosmologist, mathematician, thinker, and philosopher. The press conference held by Hua Shui naturally caused the entire Earth to tremble. This press conference was broadcast live in over 100 countries worldwide, from high-level officials to civilians. The number of people watching Hua Shui's conference exceeded 1 billion, which shows how much influence Hua Shui has. At the same time, Hua Shui is also a supporter of atheism, advocating for believing in science and not believing in false myths. Welcome everyone to my press conference, this press conference. As time passed, Hua Shui, with white hair all over his head, entered the arena and stood in front of the summit, holding a microphone and starting to speak. The global media immediately held their breath when they heard Hua Shui speak, and all the cameras were aimed at him in unison, not daring to miss any word he said. However, what everyone, and even those who were watching the live broadcast, did not notice was that just as Hua Shui was speaking, suddenly a golden light appeared out of nowhere in his eyes and quickly faded away. Due to the golden light, Hua Shui's speech also paused for a moment. I will announce an important event at this press conference. The sharpness in his eyes was faintly visible, Hua Shui said in a deep voice. Dr. Hua, may I ask what's going on? A journalist asked. This is Dr. Hua Shui, one of the top scientists in the world. The announcement must be something extraordinary. Maybe there's something else to discover. I feel like there may be some significant breakthroughs in research. Whatever it is, it will definitely benefit the entire humanity. Yes. Viewers from various countries who are watching the live broadcast are also discussing and curious about the important things mentioned by Hua Shui. This world is a mythological world. Faced with countless cameras, Hua Shui spoke word by word with bright eyes. Shua. In an instant, the entire venue fell silent, and all the barrage in the live broadcast room disappeared without a trace. Hua Shui's words were like a nuclear bomb, directly detonating the world. Everyone was already stunned by Hua Shui's words. And, the myth has arrived. At this moment, Hua Shui seemed like a fanatical believer, speaking while spreading his arms, his eyes filled with faith and excitement. This. Has Dr. Hua Shui gone crazy? What kind of ghost is mythology? Dr. Hua Shui is not a staunch supporter of atheism. I don't know how long it has been, but the people watching the live broadcast came to their senses and stared at them one by one. Everyone's faces were extremely shocked, and they didn't understand why Hua Shui said such words on such an important occasion. Dr. Hua Shui, what do you mean by these two sentences? Dr. Hua Shui, what do you mean by the arrival of mythology? Dr. Hua Shui. Dr. Hua Shui. The scene was already boiling, and all the reporters were eager to hold microphones and inquire in the direction of Hua Shui. The entire venue was extremely noisy, because Hua Shui's remarks had already shaken the world. Immediately, you will know. Hua Shui's eyes were slightly eerie, and he turned his gaze to the sky because the venue was open, so Hua Shui could directly see the blue sky. I'll know soon. All the reporters were stunned, all instinctively looking towards the sky, and one camera after another had already turned towards the sky. However, there are no clouds or anything in the sky. What does Hua Shui mean by what he said? The universe, dead and desolate, magnificent and magnificent, is dotted with stars in the vast universe, and the faint starlight illuminates the dark universe with a faint radiance. I don't know how long it has been, but in the void between the moon and earth, ripples suddenly appeared from the universe. In an instant, tens of thousands of zhang of golden light erupted from the universe, sweeping across the boundless universe. What is the situation? You guys, look. Immediately lock in if there is anything in Jin Guangzhong. Research institutes of various countries immediately saw anomalies through satellites, and satellites located outside the Earth quickly aligned with the direction of the golden light and began to focus and zoom in. Oh my goodness! What is this? The golden light. How could a golden light appear in the sky? Is this what Professor Hua Shui said about the arrival of mythology? This doesn't seem like something ordinary. At the same time, just as the golden light erupted, the sky above the earth had already been rendered golden. Everyone at the press conference and watching the live broadcast of Hua Shui's press conference were all dumbfounded. When they thought of what Hua Shui said, many people's hearts jumped and their faces became incredulous. Impossible, this is impossible. At the thought of mythology being a real existence, countless people shook their heads and drove the incredible idea out of their minds. Due to the golden light, the entire earth has shaken, and even those who did not watch the live broadcast of the Huashui press conference have begun to discuss. However, located in the universe, the area where the golden light is located has once again shown anomalies. Chapter 4. The emergence of strange images and the vibration of the world seeking freshness. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Vortex. Extreme operation, ultimate blooming. The golden light instantly transformed into a 9-colored glow, and the brilliant radiance seemed to be the most beautiful scenery in the universe. The most brilliant radiance was intoxicating and captivating, and within the radiance, waves of energy condensed. Gradually, anomalies appeared in the universe, including the Qianglu and Yuyu buildings shrouded in fairy mist, and the heavenly palace and Zhonglo emitting endless mysterious light. Looking around, the universe seemed to have been covered by anomalies. This. What is this? Oh my goodness. Abyss. Is this a mirage? Are you joking? Mirages can appear in the universe. Research institutes in various countries were stunned, all shocked by the appearance of anomalies. Their brains had already crashed and they couldn't even understand why this situation occurred. Located on Earth, when an anomaly appears in the universe, the same image immediately appears within the Earth. Magnificent and spectacular images envelop the Earth's skyline, and when you look up, you can clearly see each anomaly. Moreover, with the appearance of the anomaly, in an instant, golden lotus flowers flood into the sky. In less than 3 seconds, the Earth has already been baptized by various anomalies and influenced by them. What happened? Is there such a big mirage in the world? Isn't it a situation that only appears in mythological novels, where the sky is full of golden lotus flowers? Oh my goodness. Oh my god, who can tell me what's going on? Is this world really a mythological world? Vibration. Earthquakes. The whole world shakes. Countless people walked out of their homes and companies, looking up at the sky. The whole earth seemed to have a noisy sound at this moment, especially those who watched the Huashui press conference. Huashui's words came to mind, and their faces became suspicious and uncertain. Is this world really a mythological world? The mythological world has really arrived. Dr. Huashui. Dr. Huashui. The press conference was already boiling at the scene, and after a brief moment of shock, all the reporters immediately rushed towards Huashui, asking him what was going on and what would happen next. This is just the beginning, the real is about to emerge. Faced with everyone's inquiries, Huashui calmly said with a faint smile on his face. Wow! Isn't this really happening yet? Is there something even more terrifying happening? The scene was in an uproar, and the audience watching the live broadcast was already stunned. Block the press conference. Close each live broadcast room. Go find Huashui. Please invite Huashui to come to our China. The high-level officials of various countries trembled and began to issue orders one by one. I succeeded. On the other hand, Li Changsheng at home saw that the creative points in the system were rapidly raising the corners of his mouth and drawing a curve. Ding! Wang Butsuan is in shock, add 0.1 to the creation point. Ding! Zhang Wangchuan is excited and adds 0.3 points to the creation point. Ding! Ding! A series of system prompts kept ringing in Li Changsheng's mind, and Li Changsheng, who found the sound too loud, temporarily turned off the system prompts. So, it's time to take the final step. Li Changsheng looked up at the sky, and Nan muttered to herself. This incident was naturally caused by Li Changsheng, and Huashui's words were also silently controlled by Li Changsheng through his creative points. In order to turn the earth into a mythological world and resist the invasion of future caves, Li Changsheng came up with a series of plans, and now, it's just the beginning. System, let's get started. Li Changsheng said in a deep voice. How could 100 creative points be just such a small effect? Li Changsheng used all of his creative points in this plan, and the real show is still back. Yes, Master. System channel. In the universe, mutation and regeneration. You guys, look. This is. Oh my goodness, why did a black hole appear in the light? No. This should be said to be a space passage. Hiss, is it a space passage? Is it a wormhole? Researchers from various countries stared closely at the satellite images on the screen. When they saw a certain image, researchers from different countries immediately became calm, their pupils contracted at the same time, and waves of screams of surprise rang out. Because, amidst the dazzling radiance, a pitch-black passage appeared. Buzz, buzz. Ultimate sublimation. A series of trembling sounds sounded, even though the vacuum could not transmit sound, but this sound seemed to rise from the bottom of people's hearts. Regardless of who saw the ripples around the black channel on the screen, this thought came to mind. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, I don't know how long it has been, but a faint shadow emerged from the passage. When it completely emerged from the passage, its appearance was immediately discovered. Add more rules. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 3,000 flowers plus 1 watch. No cap on top 500 evaluation votes plus 1 change, no upper limit accumulated rewards reach 10 plus 1 change, there is no cap on top Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. A sword. Seeking flowers. Seeking evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sword. A sword. Isn't it because of this sword that these scenes appear? How could a sword have such power? How could this be possible? Nima, isn't this the kind of sword in mythology? So this world is a mythological world. In an instant, researchers from various countries only felt that their 3 perspectives were completely destroyed. They all looked at the screen with a dull expression, or rather, at the swords on the screen, with a feeling that the worldview was collapsing at this moment. Sword. A golden sword. The sword body is engraved with many mysterious patterns, resembling the divine patterns of heaven and earth. Even if separated from the screen, one can feel the terrifying power contained in the sword at a glance, as if seeing a towering deity, making people worship and feel awe. This sword is divine sword. Boom. When the divine sword appeared from the space channel, in an instant, an invisible roar sounded from the universe. The divine sword transformed into a stream of light and rushed towards the earth. As the divine sword charged towards the earth, all the visions immediately turned into inverted coils and merged into the divine sword. Boom boom boom. Boom boom boom. Resounding throughout the 9 heavens, awe-inspiring. In just a few seconds, the divine sword had already passed through the earth's atmosphere, and a huge roar echoed over the earth, echoing throughout the entire earth. Even though it was just a sword, it looked like the entire universe, indescribable yet unparalleled. Although the divine sword was not very big, at this moment, sentient beings inexplicably became enlightened and instinctively looked towards the direction of its landing. Each one seemed to be able to see the sword through countless spaces. What is the situation? Sword, I saw a sword. Why did I see a sword from a distance? Be good, what exactly happened? What exactly happened to the earth? Who can tell me what's going on? The sentient beings on earth are almost crazy, and people from all countries are confused. It is unclear why this phenomenon occurred, especially when thinking of those visions just now. Countless people tremble in their hearts, subconsciously opening their mouths, and their expressions are somewhat uncertain. Now is the 21st century, even if some people have not read fairy tales, how could there be a few people who have not watched mythological TV dramas and movies, especially the popular Journey to the West, which has given many people a certain understanding of mythology. Combined with various factors, these situations all point to one place, which is mythology. Has mythology descended? This thought came to mind from countless people. In what direction is this sword flying? Check. What, rushing towards China? Rushing towards Kunlun Mountains. Send someone, send someone. Go quickly. When high-level officials from various countries heard the wind and determined that the trajectory of the divine sword was towards Kunlun Mountain, they directly sent people to Kunlun Mountain in order to obtain this sword as soon as possible, this miraculous sword. Quickly, the divine sword had fallen towards Kunlun Mountain. Due to its fast-flying speed, it had already rubbed and burned fiercely in the void, and the roar had never disappeared. Sound explosion clouds were clearly reflected in the void. Kunlun Mountain, as the #1 sacred mountain in China, attracts a large number of tourists every day, almost continuously. Today, it is no exception. When the golden sword rushes towards Kunlun Mountain, it is immediately discovered by tourists on the mountain. This is the sword I saw in the dark just now. This is that divine sword. The divine sword fell towards Kunlun Mountain. Not good, quickly dodge. There will definitely be a big commotion when this sword is struck. In shock, all tourists fled towards the foot of the mountain or to places with shelters. The flying speed of this sword has already reached a sonic boom, and it also carries waves of roaring sound. Even discerning people can imagine how much noise the divine sword will cause when it falls. If you don't find a place to hide and wait, what should you do if it is affected later? Tourists are not foolish. Boom! When the divine sword fell, a huge sound rang out from the Kunlun Mountains in an instant. Most of the Kunlun Mountains were faintly shaking, with rocks falling and heavy snow roaring. An invisible ripple spread in all directions. When the ripple was felt, countless tourists shook their bodies and felt an inexplicable sense in their hearts, creating an inexplicable awe from the bottom of their hearts. What kind of sword is that? Go take a look. Be careful and take a look. It feels like something amazing. Tourists watched as the divine sword landed and cautiously walked towards its location. Anchor, hurry up 666. You can still encounter this kind of thing while watching a live broadcast. Xiaoxue, go take a look. In the crowd, a sweet-looking girl is holding a selfie stick. The phone on the selfie stick is shooting towards the direction of the divine sword, while the other hand is holding a phone, with lines of text flashing continuously on the phone. Okay. The girl glanced at the barrage and nodded. The girl's name is Murong Shui, and she is a broadcaster. She usually receives hundreds of thousands of viewers. Originally, she only wanted to live stream Kunlun Mountain, but unfortunately, she happened to encounter this situation. This is. Half a minute later, everyone arrived at the location of the divine sword. When they saw the condition of the sword, everyone's pupils immediately shrank. P.S. During the new book period, there will be a minimum update of 4 tickets per day. Flowers, review tickets, and rewards will be updated irregularly if they meet the standard. If there are many flowers, review tickets, and rewards per day, the minimum update will be increased from 4 to 5. We hope for various support. Chapter 6. Heavenly Emperor Sword, Inherited. Seeking Fresh Flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A huge pit had appeared on the originally flat ground not far away, located in the pit. A divine sword emitting a brilliant golden light was slowly spinning in mid-air, and a majestic pressure emanated from the sword. Some tourists with low psychological resilience instinctively kneel down after seeing the divine sword, as if they dare not show any disrespect to it. The rest of the tourists who did not kneel also began to tremble, their bodies slightly curved, as if they were enveloped by some invisible pressure. This. Do myths really exist? How could this be possible? I have a feeling of bowing down across the screen. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Isn't this world a technology world? What kind of ghost is a mythical existence? Nima, who can tell me what exactly is going on? The barrage in Murong Shue's live broadcast room was jumping wildly, and all the viewers were stunned. Due to the content of her live broadcast, the number of viewers in the live broadcast room also began to grow rapidly. However, every person who entered the live broadcast room had the same reaction when they saw the divine sword. The first reaction was that they couldn't believe it, and the second reaction was that the worldview was a bit collapsed. This sword is not an ordinary object at first glance. Can technology achieve this effect? What a joke. It's just her. Far away from home, Li Changsheng saw the situation in the Kunlun Mountains through the system and looked at Mu Rongxue. A gleam of brilliance flashed in Li Changsheng's eyes. Just choose Mu Rongxue as the target. Buzz, buzz. In the Kunlun Mountains, just as everyone was losing consciousness due to the divine sword, the sword seemed to sense something and suddenly began to vibrate violently. Golden beams of light shot out from the sword and shot straight into the clouds, rendering the sky brilliant with the light of the sword. Before everyone could react, the divine sword shone brightly and a divine light pierced through the sky, directly penetrating into Murong Shue's eyebrows. In an instant, Murong Shue's body shook and she instinctively closed her eyes. An energy burst out from Murong Shue's body, and all the people around her flew out under the impact of this energy. The live broadcast equipment that was being broadcasted also turned into powder under the impact of this energy. What? All viewers in the live broadcast room. From the perspective of the live broadcast camera, they only saw that the divine sword seemed to suddenly appear with a divine light rushing towards the live broadcast phone, and then the live broadcast room turned black. It is unknown what happened next. This divine radiance. Isn't it aimed at the anchor? The anchor seems to have had an incredible adventure. Ah, why didn't you watch it at the critical moment? I'm so angry. Kneeling down to inquire about the situation on site. In a gloomy space, Murong Shuo slowly opened her eyes. Where is this? When Murong Shueduan saw his environment and was startled, he instinctively took a step back. This is a temporary space opened up by the Heavenly Emperor Sword. A majestic and ethereal voice rang out from this gray space, and as the sound fell, ripples appeared in the space. A figure dressed in a 9-dragon emperor robe surrounded by billions of stars, while 5-clawed golden dragons swam by their sides, emerged from the void. This. You. Murong Shuo, whose pupils shrank and her eyes filled with shock, stared blankly at her figure. You. Me. Here. Murong Shue's mind was blank, and her speech became incoherent. Don't rush. A faint smile was outlined at the corner of the mouth, and the figure whispered softly. The words of the figure seemed to have magic, and Mu Rongxue, who was originally shocked and nervous, gradually calmed down. May I ask if you are? Taking a deep breath, Murong Shuo, with a troubled expression on her face, bowed cautiously and said. I just wanted to live stream Kunlun Mountain, but the earth suddenly changed and a strange phenomenon enveloped the earth. It didn't make Murong Shuo realize that a divine sword was falling from the sky. I was just curious that the divine sword had gone to watch, but as soon as I closed my eyes, I entered an unknown space, a temporary space created by the Heavenly Emperor Sword. Then a towering figure appeared in front of her, and if Murong Shuo didn't hesitate, there would be a ghost. I, the Heavenly Emperor. Standing with his hands down, an unparalleled imperial power gushed out from his figure, and countless virtual shadows of the world appeared around him. Within each virtual shadow, billions of creatures were worshipping and singing, as if narrating the grandeur and greatness of a certain strong person. Heaven. Heavenly Emperor. Upon hearing the figure's words, Murong-Xue's heart shrank and her face became frightened. Originally, there really exist myths in this world. Originally, I have always lived in a mythological world. In an instant, the thought flashed through Murong-Xue's mind, and there was a feeling that all three perspectives were destroyed, and the worldview collapsed at this moment. What to do when encountering the Heavenly Emperor? Wait online, it's quite urgent. Murong-Xue swallowed her saliva. This is the Heavenly Emperor, who controls the heavens and suppresses all realms in mythological legends. Just now, you can imagine how powerful this Heavenly Emperor is, and how calm Murong-Xue is. Would you be willing to worship me as your teacher? The figure said lightly. P.S. Thank you to the book friend, T103932, for their 100 VIP tipping support. Thank you very much to the readers. Chapter 7. Descendants of the Heavenly Emperor, myth has come out. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Worship. Worship you as your teacher. Murong-Xue's face was shocked, and her tone had become pleasantly surprised. Who is the figure in front of me? Heavenly Emperor. The Supreme Heavenly Emperor. What a great honor it would be to worship the Heavenly Emperor as a teacher. I am willing, Murong-Xue said excitedly. Thinking of some fairy tale novels' plots, Murong-Xue quickly knelt down and said, I pay my respects to my master. Okay. The figure seemed very satisfied, with a smile on his face. The figure reached out a little and a stream of light shone straight into Murong-Xue's eyebrows. From today on, you will be my disciple, the descendant of the Heavenly Emperor. I will pass on your divine skill of creation, condensing your supreme divine body. Boom! In an instant, the space began to vibrate, and Murong-Xue's body emitted beams of light, and her figure instantly disappeared from the space. Leave the foreshadowing, bury the chess pieces. Watching Murong-Xue disappear, the figure's gaze became more profound. Upon closer inspection, this figure bears some resemblance to Li Changsheng. If there is a difference, it is that this figure is much more majestic than Li Changsheng. This figure is precisely Li Changsheng's transformation. Reality, Kunlun Mountains. All the tourists were getting up from the ground with a bewildered expression on their faces. Before they could fully understand the situation, suddenly, Murong-Xue, who was originally standing still, burst out with endless light. The light seemed to contain a huge power, and the tourists who had just stood up suddenly flew backwards again. What? All tourists. Buzz. Waves of energy enveloped Murong-Xue's body. Gradually, Murong-Xue slowly flew into the void, and divine rays surged and condensed into her body. Murong-Xue's temperament became ethereal and mysterious, visible to the naked eye. What's going on? I don't know how long it has been, said a tourist with a trembling voice. Together, all the tourists looked at Murong-Xue, their faces becoming suspicious and uncertain. Who can tell them what happened to Murong-Xue? This horse is about to ascend to immortality. They all flew into the sky. A few tourists wanted to get close to Murong-Xue, but before they could get close, Murong-Xue seemed to have some mysterious power protecting her, so she bounced several tourists out directly, making it impossible to get close to Murong-Xue. It is impossible to hide such a big event from the Chinese authorities on this side of Kunlun Mountain. Soon, troops entered Kunlun Mountain one after another. After understanding the situation of Murong-Xue, the army originally wanted to approach her, but they could not do the same. After reporting it, they chose to wait and observe the situation, only to block the surrounding area of Murong-Xue and disperse tourists. Not long after, a large number of scientists entered the Kunlun Mountains in an attempt to study the situation of Murong-Xue and the Divine Sword. However, neither Murong-Xue nor the Divine Sword could be approached by anyone, and some people wanted to use weapons. As a result, those who used weapons were injured, and in severe cases, they vomited blood and were on the brink of death. However, Murong Shui and the divine sword had nothing to do. Seeing this situation, scientists had no choice but to temporarily give up their research. Vibration. Earthquakes. The whole world shakes. Hua Shui's speech, the anomalies in the universe, the arrival of the divine sword, and the anomalies in Kunlun Mountain. The whole earth is stirred up by these four events, and news about these four events is constantly emerging on the networks of various countries. As people all over the world have witnessed them, it is impossible to conceal these things, so governments around the world simply allow the news to spread. Earth hides amazing secrets, so we live in a mythological world. What is the origin of that sword? What is the significance of Dr. Hua Shui's speech? Kunlun Mountain has become a military base. A well-known online anchor seems to have obtained the opportunity of a divine sword. One news after another, the global network of various countries on Earth has long been boiling. Countless people's worldviews are overturning today, countless people are going crazy today, and countless experts and professors have come forward to discuss theology and mythology. For a moment, the entire Earth seems to have only one thing left, and it seems to have only two words left, which is mythology. So why have I always lived in a mythological world? Paralysis, my worldview has collapsed. What's the situation? When I wake up, the whole world seems to have changed. That female anchor is lucky. This cliff is a chance encounter in the novel. I want to know now what's going on. That's great. I've been wanting to cultivate immortals for a long time. Now it seems that there are cultivators on the cliffs of the earth. I won't say anything, I'm going to apprentice. Can I say that I have already gone to famous mountains and rivers now? People from all over the world are discussing on the internet, and the internet is experiencing unprecedented heat today. Countless people are discussing various events happening today, and just as people from all over the world are discussing, the United Nations is experiencing an earth-shattering event. Chapter 8. Book of Time. Seeking Flowers. Seeking Evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. United Nations, Confidential Conference Room. If anyone were here, they would be shocked to find that the helmsmen of over 100 countries around the world have gathered here, including the helmsmen of the 5 permanent members of the United Nations. Besides them, there is another unexpected and reasonable person here, and that is Hua Shui. At home. Everything is going according to my plan. Li Changsheng's mouth curved as he saw the situation in the confidential United Nations conference room through the system. When Li Changsheng did the first thing, he had already anticipated this situation. If someone coldly declared that this world was a mythological world, and then a series of supernatural situations appeared, if he didn't ask what was going on with that person, then there would be ghosts. The seeds of mythology have been planted, and now it's time for them to sprout. Li Changsheng said to Nan Nan. As he spoke, Li Changsheng's mind moved and a virtual projection appeared in front of him. Character. Li Changsheng identity. Master of Mythical Revival System Technique. 9 Dragons Emperor Technique, Level 1, Cultivation. None Equipment. None Creation Point. 563.12 The creation point has increased more than 5-fold. The Jiulong Emperor Gong was created by Li Changsheng with a portion of the 100 creation points during the improvement of the Divine Sword Descent plan. Due to the limited number of creation points, only the first level of the martial arts technique was created. Don't underestimate this first level, even the first level can still explode Li Changsheng's previous martial arts cultivation. The achievements of the Kowloon Emperor are diverse, with not only his own core cultivation techniques, but also some basic and other techniques. It is precisely for this reason that creating the Kowloon Emperor achievements cost Li Changsheng over 50 creation points, which is comparable to the entire plan. Because there is no need for cultivation at the moment, Li Changsheng did not practice any techniques. The most important thing is to complete the first step of the mythological world first, and it is not too late to talk about cultivation after completion. Anyway, it is still a long way from the arrival of the cave. System, create the book I originally mentioned, give it to Huashui, and then record what happened in this confidential conference room. Li Changsheng said in a deep voice. Yes, Master. System channel. Good show, starting. Looking back at another virtual projection in front of him, Li Changsheng's smile grew stronger as he watched the situation in the conference room. I don't know what kind of expression the helmsmen from all over the world will have after hearing what Huashui said and learning some ancient secrets. It will definitely be very interesting. United Nations Confidential Conference Room. Dr. Huashui, can you tell us what you know and why you say this world is a mythological world? Mythology has already arrived. The Chinese helmsman looked at Huashui Dao with a pleasant expression. Although the others didn't speak, they all looked at Huashui with bright eyes, wanting to know what Huashui knew. In fact, so many things have happened, and the mood of the leaders of various countries is chaotic and confused, completely caught off guard. I used to live a good life in the era of technology, but suddenly realized that this world is a mythological world. Who took this Nima? Sure, I would hold a press conference because I had no intention of hiding it from all of humanity. Huashui nodded and said without hesitation. Upon hearing what Huashui said, the helmsmen from various countries were stunned and instinctively held their eyes without blinking, waiting for Huashui's reply. Actually, all of this has to start with or be related to a book. Faced with everyone's gaze, Huashui said slowly, pausing to take the suitcase at his feet to the table. The eyes of those present who saw Huashui holding a suitcase flickered. As the helmsman of a country, which person here is not a human spirit? When Huashui entered just now, holding this suitcase had already attracted everyone's attention, but no one asked. Starting from a book. Related to a book. What does it mean? The president of M country quickly asked. You should all know that I have a habit of collecting antiques. Huashui said as he unlocked the password on the suitcase. The helmsmen from various countries nodded slightly. Huashui's love for collecting antiques is no longer a secret in the international community, even civilians from various countries know it. However, what does this have to do with what Huashui is going to say? Is it related to antiques? The helmsmen of various countries thought to themselves. A few months ago, an ancient book I once bought suddenly underwent a change, and it was precisely because of this change that I realized that this world was originally a mythological world, and at the same time, I knew that myths were about to revive and come. Huashui slowly opened the suitcase lane after unlocking the suitcase. Which book is what? The helmsmen of various countries began to breathe rapidly, and everyone knew the truth. It will be revealed immediately. The Book of Time. Huashui said word by word. P.S. Third, more support. Chapter 9. Ancient Secret. Seeking Flowers. Seeking Evaluation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Book of Time. The helmsmen from various countries were stunned and somewhat puzzled. The Book of Time carries time, records time and space, contains the flow of time, and is the source of all time. Huashui Dao. So, similar to the long river of time in novels. The helmsman of Huaxia was stunned and said. What? Leaders of various countries. Judging from their bewildered expressions, it is obvious that they did not understand what it meant, unlike the one spoken by the Chinese helmsman. Yes. Huashui nodded solemnly. After speaking, Huashui cautiously reached into his suitcase and took out a gilded jade book that emitted a faint light. The overall appearance of the jade book is purple and golden, full of a graceful and noble atmosphere. Its surface is covered with lines, and upon closer inspection, the pattern formed by these lines seems to contain all things in the world, carrying all existence in the world. It is both mysterious and unpredictable. Next, you will see a shocking xinme, originating from the ancient times. Shocking xinme. Devoutly holding the jade book, Hua Shui scanned the whole room and said word by word. Upon hearing what Hua Shui said, the helmsmen of various countries felt a chill in their hearts. Their bodies instinctively sat straight, and the entire conference room was quiet as if they could hear a needle drop clearly. Under everyone's gaze, Hua Shui slowly opened the jade book. In an instant, a beam of light shot out from the book and swept across the entire conference room. Everyone's eyes flickered, and then they realized that their surroundings had undergone earth-shattering changes. Clouds and mist are ethereal. Qianglu Yuyu. Immortal beasts frolicked in the sky, shining brilliantly on the earth. In the void, the terrifying aura of each deity seemed to be able to destroy the heavens and earth in a flash. In the sky, one could vaguely see magnificent palaces, all of which gave people an ultimate shock and dream. This. Where is this? What's going on? The helmsmen from various countries looked shocked, and when they saw the surrounding scene, they couldn't help but feel incredulous and shocked. This is the eternal projection transformed from the Book of Time, which is a scene from countless years ago. I call it the ancient times, and if you continue to read, you will know. Hua Shui Dao. The helmsmen of various countries took a deep breath at the words and temporarily suppressed the shock in their hearts as they watched. Quickly, the surrounding scene had begun to accelerate, and the shock in everyone's eyes had become increasingly intense. Under their witness, they saw a terrifying presence that could hold the stars with one hand and blow out the mountains and rivers, as well as a blurry figure sitting on the throne of the emperor. The vastness of this world was unimaginable, roughly estimated to be at least billions of times greater than that of Earth, with no end in sight. I don't know how long it has been, but suddenly, there is a great change in this world. Countless immortals seem to have started a great war because of something. This war, mountains and rivers collapse, the sun and moon shatter, countless stars turn into powder, and the heavens and earth tremble. The void appears with numerous cracks visible to the naked eye, and the ground is constantly destroyed. Fragments of the world flow into the void outside the domain, evolving into stars. Countless immortals fall, and immortal blood is scattered on the earth, converging into many mysterious creations. Buzz, buzz. Waves of mysterious radiance emerged from the Book of Time, and everyone's expressions flickered, only to realize that they had returned to the conference room. Just now. The helmsmen of various countries have complex eyes. If they guessed correctly, that world would be the once Earth, that is to say, was the Earth really a mythological world? This joke is too big. It's like the worldview is collapsing, all three perspectives need to be re-established, okay? Knock on you, they really have been living in a mythological world all along. Science. Damn it, mythology is the truth, and theology is the truth of this world. Based on my speculation, countless years ago, the earth was once vast and boundless, but it was shattered and destroyed due to a great war. Our current earth should have been transformed from the core of the former earth. As for other fragments, they either became stars or evolved into other worlds, and the specifics are unknown. Hua Shui combines the calligraphy of time. Leaders of various countries. Originally, this world is a mythological world. These news are too shocking and involve a huge amount. Everyone, I suggest temporarily blocking the news. The helmsman of Huaxia said in a deep voice. Supplementary proposal. Agree. Not bad, block first. Leaders from other countries have said one after another. Dr. Hua Shui, may I ask if you can cooperate with us to study this Book of Time? The helmsman of Huaxia turned his gaze to Hua Shui Dao. The Book of Time is too astonishing and hides too many unimaginable news. It is impossible for one country to be independent of nature, and it must involve all countries together. That's why the helm of China said so. Okay. Hua Shuiying said.